All right, what is up, YouTube? Thrift School over here, coming at you with a question and answer video. Now, you can see up here, I have a whole bunch of questions that I threw into a Photoshop thing, and I'm just down here hanging out. So we got 7 questions that I'm gonna answer. If you guys have any questions, be sure to post them in the live feed right now, and I will definitely get to them. Anything at all relating to thrifting, reselling, eBay, Amazon, any questions you have, now is the time to get them out. Now, if you're watching this on a replay, not live, post your questions down below in the comments, and I will try to get to them down below, as well as include them in another video in the future where I can highlight them. So make sure you ask some pretty good questions, because these all come from a bunch of different videos I've posted in the past couple of weeks. So I'm just going to make sure that we are streaming live right now. Check over on YouTube, and yeah, we are streaming perfectly fine right now, so that's awesome. So we're going to just jump right into it, and we're going to answer the first question by Pedesance. He asks, does the JFJ fix GameCube games? So people watching right now, you might have no idea what that means. So I just posted a video on how I've been selling over $6,000 worth of CDs per month. I break it all down for you. You can see all the numbers and everything in my previous video. That should be linked somewhere in here. You should be able to see that. But the JFJ is called a JFJ Easy Pro. It's a disc cleaner. It costs about $140. It comes with all the pads and the squirting stuff that you need to really clean the discs. All the liquid, I call it squirting stuff, all of the liquid. So $140-ish is a pretty good deal for this. And I say that because I've been using it for 2 years now. I checked in my, when I actually bought it on Amazon. I've been using it for 2 years to clean every single CD, video game, and DVD that I've bought for Amazon. So I've made thousands of dollars off of this $140 machine. So it's highly recommended. It is linked below in my description if you want to check it out yourself. Now, there's one caveat, just like Pedesance asks, does the JFJ fix GameCube games? So it does, but you have to buy a special GameCube game adapter because the discs are so much smaller. It could ruin your cleaner that comes with it, because that's meant for regular DVD sized discs. So you'd have to buy that. Now, I have tried cleaning, because I don't own the adapter, I have tried cleaning GameCube games with these regular adapters, and they do work and it does clean them, but I wouldn't recommend it because you can damage your materials in here. I haven't damaged it, but I also don't clean a lot of GameCube games. I don't find a lot of GameCube games, so that's kind of that. The next question is from Deborah B. She asks, what is the best sales rank for CDs? So I sell a lot of CDs because I, brought it up in my last video. And that's why these two first questions have to do with CDs, because I pulled these off my most recent video. Now, what is the best sales rank for CDs? Obviously, the best is number 1. The worst would be over $1 million, right? But my criteria when I'm looking for a CD, I used to pick up anything under 500,000, realized that was a horrible idea because they just weren't selling at that range. Then I dropped it to 300,000 and realized they still weren't really selling at that range. Now I try to go for around 200,000 or less, unless it's selling for a buttload of money. So if it's selling for, if I'm paying $1 for a CD and it's selling for $30, $40, $50, then I'm going to be picking up, just under 300,000, maybe even at 300,000. If it's selling for, a $5 to $15 profit, I want to be under 200,000, preferably under 100,000. CDs and the music genre in general just isn't as big as books, or even clothing right now is massive because of all the merch by Amazon shirts. So I would recommend sticking underneath 200,000, definitely underneath 300,000 if you want to push it, but stay underneath 200,000. All right, Susan Behring asks, how do you know which DVDs are worth getting? Also games. So this is, you learn the more you do this. So if you go to a thrift store and you have no idea what to even look for, you see this whole shelf of DVDs, you're not going to want to stand there and look up every single one, especially because most of you, and me included, will be restricted to sell DVDs on Amazon. So I have to put them on eBay. I sell a lot of DVDs on eBay though. So here's a few tips. Look for movies that you maybe have never heard of before. Something that looks rare, something that looks obscure, maybe some weird horror movie or sci-fi, something interesting like that. Those tend to be worth a little bit of money. Now, a good type of DVD that I find not super often, but often enough that almost is always worth some money is the Criterion Collection. It's like Criteon, I think. Take a look at that over on eBay, and you will see that it just goes, those DVDs, it's a whole bunch of DVDs. They go for some good money. They come out of this collection. I think it's all out of print, so you can't get them anywhere else. A lot of them aren't online, so you have to have the DVD. That is definitely something to keep an eye out for. Now, she also asks about video games. Again, it comes with the knowledge. You have to really be in there and looking them up. I've been doing this for 4+ years, so I kind of have a database built into my head. But if you have your phone, you download the Amazon Seller app, you download the eBay app, and you can get going, and you could, get scanning and see what prices are. Now, I've broken that down in my previous video as well, how I scan everything, how I break down the prices and the sales rank, so it's definitely helpful if you're new. All right, Joyce Scott asks, can I sell on eBay and Amazon without the internet? She doesn't own a computer, she just has a tablet with built-in data and a monthly card cell phone. All right, so this is interesting. So for somebody not owning a computer, I know that you can still do this. Amazon FBA would be a lot harder. You really want to have a computer for that. I really recommend that. For eBay, you can definitely do eBay without a computer. I do the majority of my eBay without a computer, especially if you have a printer with Wi-Fi printing. You could have the label pop up on your phone, send it to your printer, and your printer will print it. So I take all my pictures on eBay with my phone. I used to do all of my listings on my phone, but I've actually switched to the computer because I've been having my girlfriend take pictures, and then she drop boxes them to me on the computer, and then I just sit here and I could bang out a whole bunch. So I kind of took the picture taking aspect out of what I do. But I would still recommend having a computer, obviously, but if that's not in the cards, if you don't have one and you don't want to get one, yeah, you could definitely do eBay 100% without a computer. Amazon is going to be trickier because there's a lot more involved with the shipments and everything. You probably can. I've never tried it because I feel like it would be a nightmare, but you definitely can. It would just be a pain in the butt. She also asks, can eBay just email me when something sells and I package and handwrite the label? Well, you download the eBay app and you will get all your notifications right there. You'll get the labels and you can print if you have a wireless printer. And do you need a separate checking account for PayPal? You don't need a separate checking account at all. You just link your bank account right to your PayPal. Works perfectly. All right, Roman Land asks, another question is regarding Amazon FBA. When you just list products on Amazon using FBA, do you ship the products to Amazon Fulfillment Center every day, or do you gather certain amounts of products before you ship there? So for me, I used to ship almost every single day because I was out thrifting every day. You don't just want to take one game, right? So here's a Guitar Hero game. You don't just want to take one game, ship it off, because the shipping is going to kill you. I mean, it's going to be about the same as eBay. So at that point, you want to sell on eBay because the fees are a little bit less. Now, let's say you got a stack of games, and, I got games just sitting around that need to be cleaned. Here's a GameCube game that needs to be cleaned, Mario Party 7. So if you have a stack of games, I wait until I have at least 30 items. That's usually one day of thrifting. I'll get 30 plus items. So I would definitely recommend waiting until you have at least 30, because you use these 30 count label sheets, which I'm pulling up right here. See this sheet? It has 30 different labels on it. So I like to have at least 30 items, so when I print it, I'm not wasting a whole bunch of labels. Now, you could get a Dymo printer or a Brother printer that prints out one label at a time. That could work, but I recommend waiting until you have at least 30 items or more. I mean, I've done as many as over 150 items in one shipment, which can be a little hectic, but it's very doable. Your shipping costs will come way down. So shipping on Amazon is based off of weight, and also based off of just the box. So if you ship something like this is going to cost you probably $5-ish to ship to Amazon. Now, I could include 2 more, and it'll still cost the same because it doesn't add that much more weight. I could probably still include these 3 and 10 more games, and it will still be around $5. So now your shipping cost per game went from $5 down to 50 cents or a quarter a piece. So that's how you could save a lot of money selling on Amazon. When you ship in, the bigger the shipment, the cheaper the shipping, usually per item. So that is definitely a tip. I don't think, for example, if you list something using Amazon FBA and the product sells instantly, do you ship it to the Amazon fulfillment center next day? So if it's Amazon FBA, it's already in their warehouse. You've already put it into a box and it's already shipped off to them. And whenever an item sells, they handle it. You don't even have to mess with it. You just ship it off and wait for the items to sell at their warehouse. All right, I get this question a lot, guys. Bond Cook is asking right here, how can I ship for free? So I do charge free shipping on all of my eBay listings. I know some people don't, some people do. It doesn't really matter. I see this game right here. Let's say it sells for $15 on eBay. I can choose to list it for $12 plus $3 shipping, because it's going to cost about $2.66 to ship. So I can list it for that, or I can just list it for $15 free shipping. Now I choose to do $15 free shipping just because it looks better having the free shipping on my items. I'm still selling it for the same price. Now the only time where you can get a little screwed is in the return process if a customer just didn't want the item, especially with clothing. If they say it's the wrong size, well, you wouldn't have to refund you wouldn't have to refund the shipping, just the cost of the item. So that's a little bit of, a factor taken into it. So let's say somebody buys a shirt from you, they didn't like the size, and they want to return it based off of that. Well, now you charge free shipping, but you're going to have to pay for the item back, and you're out that shipping. If you had charged shipping, all you have to do is refund them the money for the item. So if it's a very heavy sport coat or something that ships in a priority mail box, yeah, you're out that $10. But again, if you're pricing things higher than what they actually go for, you kind of make up that cost. So you don't ever really ship for free. You're just adjusting your cost to be with other people's. That's all it really is. You never really ship for free. You're still paying the shipping cost. The customer just isn't, but they're paying a higher price for the item. So that's how that happens. Pink Kona asks, awesome video. Thank you. Let's talk about this video. How do you decide between eBay or Amazon when listing a product? So that's a great question, because you can see right back there, I got a bunch of stuff sitting on the shelf. Some of that is Amazon merchant fulfilled. Some of that is eBay. Some of it's getting ready to go to FBA. Now, used clothing, sell all that on eBay. You can't sell that on Amazon. Electronics, I mostly sell on Amazon, unless it's something obscure. Maybe there's not a listing. Maybe the rank is really high on Amazon. Maybe, perfect example. So I just sold these 2 Nintendo DS games. Here's another example. These games are restricted on Amazon. These are Pokemon games that are just restricted on Amazon. Pokemon Pearl, Pokemon White. So I'd have to sell them over on eBay. Another great example is a lot of older Pokemon games have a battery in them, and the battery can die and you can't save the game. Well, you shouldn't sell that on Amazon. Even though I see people do it all the time, you can get in trouble. I take something like that, I put it on eBay, and I state in the description, does not save. That's how I handle it. Things that need repairs, things that are kind of damaged and I don't want to ship them into Amazon, I'll do that on eBay, because you have all these pictures and a description and everything to go by, so the buyer is more informed. So I definitely like doing it that way. On Amazon, quick, easy things. If I could sell DVDs, right, I would just take it, slap a label on there, ship it off to Amazon. Granted, I'm restricted, so this has to go on eBay. This is actually something that was worth about $100 on Amazon, but only 20 on eBay. So that's another factor. Sometimes things sell for much more on Amazon, so I will choose to sell on Amazon instead of eBay in that case. I'm going to be taking a quick look through the comments right now that I'm getting. We have a super chat from Friggin' Bagel for $1.99. Thank you so much for that. Definitely means a lot. I like your username also, Friggin' Bagel. Alright, so Ariana Irby is asking, what's the best item to sell on eBay? So let me actually make myself a little bit bigger here for you guys. Woo, there we go. I know it's a little blurry because I just stretched myself out, but it's okay. So what is the best item to sell on eBay? So on eBay, I think clothing is one of the biggest categories, maybe. A lot of people I see on YouTube are selling clothing on eBay. I do also. Anything that sells on Amazon will sell pretty well on eBay, so whatever you got, sell it on eBay, really. I mean, you could sell a pair of scissors, you could sell a watch, but the best, easiest item in my opinion would be clothing. It's a little oversaturated at the moment, but I'd still recommend it. Claire Osada asks, do I think reselling will affect how thrift stores decide on prices for things? So I think it already has, but it has for the past probably 10 years, right? But it's really gotten kind of bad within the past few years, and it's not so much reselling, it's more the thrift stores are starting to sell on eBay and Amazon, and the thrift stores are starting to sell on their own websites. Goodwill has its own auction website now. I know Goodwill's down in Texas actually auction items off in the store because they think it's valuable. And I've been to a few thrift stores where they'll scan books, but they don't want to deal with the hassle of sending them into Amazon, incurring the fees, dealing with returns, so they'll scan them in and then individually price them on the shelf for what they're going for on Amazon. So I've gone to the thrift stores, saw a book that I know is worth some good money, I look at it and it's $40, or I look at it and it's $15. And I don't know if thrift stores that do that will stay in business for very long, or they'll revert back to the way they were, because people aren't going to thrift stores to spend $40 on a book. It's just not the way it is. So, you know, it's definitely an issue. Enrique asks, how do I reprice my used consoles? So I do have a repricer called Reprice It. It's on repriceit.com, and you could use that to reprice items on Amazon that take a while to sell. It'll automatically lower the price if it's just not selling. So I do have that. Also, on eBay, I'll run sales on my store, 10% off, 15% off, 20% off until items sell. True Web Deal says, we list a lot of CDs and DVDs, and our biggest issues is finding them once they sell. How do I organize my CD DVD inventory? So DVD inventory, I don't really organize. It's kind of a pain. I don't have that many behind me, but I still have a good amount. CDs, almost all of them go to Amazon FBA, so that's pretty easy. Now you can see I do have a stack over there. It's not that many, so it's pretty easy for me to find them. It's under 100, maybe under 50. There's really not that many. I do send the majority off to Amazon FBA, so I don't have an issue with that. If I were to recommend, I would either in the you could add a SKU to your item on eBay, which I've been doing for all my clothing. So I have bins with labels on them. One will say A1, B1, C1, D1, E1, whatever. And those items I'll be much quicker to find. I know it's in this bin. So maybe you could have a few different boxes, A, B, C, D, E, with different movies in them. As you list them, put them into box D, put them into box B, whichever one has space. You can do it that way, or you could honestly just organize them alphabetically, right? Just like how I organize all my own stuff in my own house. All my video games are organized alphabetically. All my Blu-rays are alphabetical. My books are actually not alphabetical. But all of those things, you could do the same thing in reselling. Just set it up on a shelf alphabetically, and then should be pretty easy to find, because you know if the movie begins with a C, you know where the C's are. Bang, it's good. All right. Enrique says, games every so often, or just set a price and wait. Well, you gotta take a look and see what they're actually selling for, and then just price competitively. If this game sells for 15, like I was saying earlier, price it at 15. Price it at 13 if you want a quick sale. Price it at 17 if you don't mind waiting. That's really how I do it. Freaking Bagel says, Jesse, love your videos. Can you do a quick Photoshop video on doing white backgrounds for different items? So yeah, I can definitely do that. It's pretty darn easy, honestly. I did show it off in my listing video a little bit. I didn't go into depth, but I can definitely show it off a little bit more in a future video. Very simple to do, so I'll do that soon. Ben Lott says, why don't you just sit at home in your undies and buy off of eBay to sell on Amazon? So I do that. I also do that. I do everything. I personally enjoy going to thrift stores and going to pawn shops and hunting for things and doing retail arbitrage. I really enjoy it. And I feel like if you didn't enjoy that kind of stuff, that part of the business wouldn't be for you, but it's definitely for me. I really, really enjoy it. I do buy on eBay. I will, since I have a disc cleaner, guys, and this is another reason why I recommend buying this thing, seriously. And if you do, please use the link down below. It definitely helps me. But I really recommend this disc cleaner that I have down here because I will buy scratched game lots on eBay or untested games because I know that if they are scratched, I have a 99% chance of fixing it with this disc cleaner. So I do like having that. It's a great option and it definitely helps. So I do things like that. I have bought other things on eBay to resell on Amazon. It's something I do. I don't do it super often because it's not the easiest thing to do. 717 Outdoor says, I just started selling as merchant fulfilled. I sell mainly electronics, gaming systems on eBay and Mercari. Would I recommend listing used consoles on Amazon? Yeah, of course. I sell used consoles on Amazon all the time. They go for more money than eBay. Do it. Chosen Rose, how messy is your room? Super messy right now. Super messy. I've been working on so many things. I did a huge local pickup and I just got stuff piled back there. I brought a bunch of stuff over here because I was cleaning out my bedroom that had stuff, and I just brought it in here because I was having people over. So I just threw a bunch of stuff into this room, which I probably shouldn't do. I gotta clean it. I'm gonna be working on that a little bit today. Did I go to Toys R Us when it was closing? I did. I didn't find anything at my local ones though, sadly. I did find one item, but I didn't end up buying it. I don't know why. The line was either really long or something. I just didn't feel like it. It was only one item. I would have spent like $30 to make 25-ish. So I would have doubled my money just about, but I didn't do it. I didn't feel like it. I don't know. Is it free to use the Amazon app to scan items? Yes. Also, what Bluetooth scanner do I use and where did I buy it? I think I bought mine off of eBay, but you can buy them on Amazon. I don't know the exact model. It's in there somewhere. I will try to... It might be linked down below in the description, my Bluetooth scanner. My barcode scanner is, my Bluetooth scanner is not, but I will add that link down below so you can check it out right after this video. Love the videos. I have to tell you, I watched your FBA where you did everything within an hour. I did my first shipment and it took me a day and a half. Yeah, well, the thing is, you get much better at it. My first Amazon FBA shipment took me forever. It really took me a long time, guys, like a very long time. So it probably took me longer than a day and a half to do the whole thing. So you get better at it, and I can bang out. Like yesterday, I had to get to Staples before 6. Now I missed it by 5 minutes, which stunk. The guy had already left. But I started my FBA shipment of, it was only 25 items, but I started it at about 5:20ish, and I got everything packaged up, 2 separate boxes, labels on them both, and I went to Staples at 6:05. So that's pretty fast. You can get faster and faster at it the more you do it. Trust me, you'll get better with it. Rosie Summer asks, do I believe the reason clothing is now becoming expensive at thrift stores is because of sites like Poshmark now becoming popular? No, I don't think that's the reason. That wouldn't make any sense because, well, I mean, I guess it could make sense, but no, I don't think that's the reason. I think they are just looking stuff up online. Look, they know eBay exists. They can see what stuff's going for, and they try to price eBay prices, which is weird to me because why wouldn't you just shop on eBay instead of having to get out, go drive to a thrift store? I don't think that tactic's going to last much longer at thrift stores, maybe another couple years, but eventually prices will normalize again, hopefully. I have to hope because I don't like seeing these super high prices at thrift stores. True Up Deals. I'm very reluctant to offer free returns on eBay. I do not offer free returns on eBay at all. Never will. I think it's stupid. I don't care about a top rated plus. Unless they force you to do it in the future, I'm not doing it. I don't like that at all. Because if you sell something huge, like a VCR or something that costs you $30 to ship, and then they don't want it anymore, and you got to return it, you spend another $30 to have it shipped back, and you're not guaranteeing that they're going to package it up as nicely as you would, and then it gets damaged in shipping, and then you're out the item. It could just be horrible. So you can be out, $60 just in shipping, and then the cost of the item, and then, oh, that would suck. So I'd really not do that. Maybe on really light items like a t-shirt or a $2.66 video game if you're making a big profit. Otherwise, not worth it. Let's see. Tech World says, finally, in nearing 6 months of following this guy, and I'm here at the same time he is. There we go. Awesome. Thank you for checking out the live stream. Greta Brown asks if my sales are better on eBay or Amazon. They're better on Amazon because I have more items in Amazon. eBay, I have about 250 to 300 items at any given time. Amazon, right now, I'm actually low. I'm at about 550 to 600, somewhere around there. But I like to be closer to 1,000. It's hard for me to go much higher than 1,000 because I pick up items that sell fast. So the second I hit the warehouse, a box of 30 items, maybe 10 sell the first day. There's very hard for me to keep up with inventory unless I'm buying a boatload of stuff to ship in. And yeah, so I sell more on Amazon. Tech World says it has gotten extremely bad this year. I sell on eBay, Amazon. Now I have rented a co-op booth at an antique store for certain items that are too big or out to sell. Yeah, I mean, my sales have been down this year, but I can only relate that to me not sending in as much as I should. That's all it is. Send in more, list more on eBay, you'll get more sales. The children, the Chosen Rose, my bad. Do you sell DVDs, and where would you sell DVDs? I do sell DVDs, only on eBay. Art Bell asks, how can new sellers sell CDs when it's gated? You have to get ungated, which can be hard. I'm not 100% sure how, because I'm not restricted in them, so I've never had to try. I would look up videos on YouTube. I'm sure somebody has a video on YouTube on how to get ungated. I don't know how right now, I'm sorry. True Web Deals with the $2 super chat. Thank you very much. Really, it helps. Every little bit helps, especially on YouTube. I devote a lot of time to YouTube, so every dollar counts for me to keep making these videos and trying to be as informative as I can. So we'll get a few more questions out of the way, and then I'm going to head out at around this 30-minute mark. So let's do speed round, okay? Hello, Little Reborn Owl Nursery. What do we have? Flipping treasures in the house. How's it going? Here we go. Steve Parker. Do I get into selling sporting goods? I had some great luck here lately with big returns with baseball bats and golf clubs. I have sold tennis rackets, or they were racquetball rackets. Horrible. I did horrible on them. I think I made $1. I just had to get rid of them. I have a baseball bat that I haven't sold yet. I don't know a lot about sporting equipment. I'll sell brand new sporting equipment on Amazon FBA, eBay, things like baseball mitts and golf clubs and stuff. I don't know a lot about, so no, I haven't. Dylan Martin, what's my best find ever? I have so many best finds. My favorite find was when I walked into a Goodwill and I see a huge bin on wheels, bunch of printer toner for Brother printers, HP, all this crazy stuff. They wanted 10 or 30 bucks a piece, I think it was. So it was a lot of money I had to drop. I'd drop a few thousand. No, did they want 30 or 10? I can't remember. But I ended up selling them for so much money, and I bought so many of them, and I think I spent $90 on 3 of them, and I lotted them up on eBay and sold them for 900 bucks, I think it was. I've sold VCRs for $900, brand new sealed. They have to be brand new sealed. I've sold brand new Sony Walkman for $400. I've sold video games for almost $200 before. I've sold lots of high-end things. I don't think I've had a sale over 1,000 yet. That's something I'm working towards. Gotta find a sale over 1,000. That's how you get higher and higher. I would like to, get a big flip, obviously. But still, I'm always happy whenever I get, $500 flip and higher. Do I ever take a break from buying inventory? All the time. I haven't bought inventory in a couple days now, but I don't need to because I have so much stuff in here. So much stuff. Tech World says, are there any DVD authorized resellers I can buy from for invoices? Yeah, there are, except I haven't done that yet, so I can't recommend any. I don't know any right now. John Fugazi says, what's the best way to disclose smells on items, backpacks, shoes, etc.? Well, first try to deodorize it. Get a deodorizer, spray or something, and try to get rid of the smell. Another thing, this might sound weird, but it works really well. If something has a cigarette smell in it, especially plastics and stuff, put it in the freezer and let it sit in the freezer for, I don't know, a few hours to a day. And it kills the smell a lot. It's not going to completely kill it, but it will. Spray the thing with deodorizer. If you still can't get rid of it, just have to say it in the description. I try not to buy things that have bad smells. Sometimes it happens because you don't realize at the thrift store until you get it home, and you're nice smelling home, and you're like, oh, this smells horrible. So, yeah. Do Do I know how to submit a refund request on Amazon without having to wait the 45 days? I do not. I'm sorry. Sleek says, would you suggest doing your CD method on eBay? It's completely different, Amazon and eBay. Things go for more money on Amazon than eBay. Also, because I ship in the CDs so cheaply on Amazon, under 50 cents a piece, on Amazon or on eBay, you're going to have to be paying at least $266. So I'd recommend sticking to Amazon with that method. You could try it on eBay. I haven't. I don't think I've ever sold a CD on eBay, but it just hasn't happened. Do I use a spreadsheet or write down my sales? I had a spreadsheet for a while. I'm super unorganized, guys. I don't write them down, but I did have a spreadsheet for a while. You have to find a distributor and order 10 plus units of a CD and then submit an invoice. That is true. It's hard to find one, though. Somebody says, Fernando says, do I buy on eBay to resell on eBay? I buy on eBay to resell on Amazon. It's never been eBay to eBay, but it's been eBay to Amazon multiple times. TechWorld says, I came out to Connecticut a few months back and raided many Goodwills, around 18 of them. Did a video about it a while back. Awesome, TechWorld. I will check that out, because if you were in Connecticut and you went to all those thrift stores, I must know the majority of them unless you were down by the coast. I don't go down by the coast. It is very far from me. I am all the way in northern Connecticut, touching Massachusetts just about. All right. So yeah, guys, that is about it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, remember to give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. I will try to get to them. Subscribe if you haven't already. This is Thrift School signing out. See ya.